Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Miss Mo. So just get this out the way. I was playing around with my eyebrows because I cut it off one time. Not one time, I cut it off. I was shaving it and I cut off too much, and so I'm experimenting with having my eyebrows this dark, and so it makes me look younger, I think, even though I got the gray hairs popping up. But yeah, but welcome again to my channel. Oh, hold on. All right, I'm back. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about wellness and why, as I journey to rebuild myself into the evolved version of my true self, because I feel like I've been code switching and even cosplaying as a normal person. I heard somebody say that recently. What's her channel name? Not Sophie Silva. I don't know, but she said that recently and I thought it was funny. But anyway, but I am on this journey of just kind of like getting back to who I really am in a way. And I was just thinking about, because at the end of the day, it is a wellness journey. And I've been going on this journey of self-love and just wellness overall for a couple of years now. And thank you to everyone that has subscribed to my channel for going on this journey with me. I hope you are also on your own self-love wellness journey, because it's a never-ending ride. But as I think about wellness, I'm starting to feel as if taking care of yourself is like an act of rebellion. Because this morning, so last night, and I have not did this for a long time, but last night I went to bed around 11 o'clock. That's a big deal for your homegirl, because I usually hit the bed, like, I usually go to bed like around 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Just watching TV, chilling, doing nothing really. But I was like, yesterday was a long day. I'm about to go to bed. So I went to bed around 11 o'clock, and I woke up this morning at 6. And my alarm to wake up is Glorilla's What You Know About Me, or no, what is it? What you know, dang. Sorry, y'all know my I don't know if I got ADHD, but y'all already know what the drill is. Let me just really quickly look. It's Glorilla and Sexy Red. I'm not the biggest fan of Sexy Red, but I respect her hustle. Glorilla. Oh yes. What You Know About Me. It's so funny that that beautiful small young lady has that name, Glorilla. Because you're probably thinking you about to see a big bag, like, motherfucker. But no, I like Glorilla. But this is a song. Bitch, what you know about me? Bitch, G-L-O-N-G-L-E. 50,000 new Chanel shopping spree. But yes, in my big old age of 36, that is what I wake up to. But Glorilla is kind of like where I stopped with learning about new artists. I thought it was Cardi B, where I would stop, but Glorilla. So anybody that comes after Glorilla, I probably won't care about. But I really like Glorilla. Anyway, sad. So that's what I wake up to at 6 a.m. and you know, it never fails. I can be in a deep sleep, but when I hear that song, girl, wake up. I wake up. Anyway, but yeah, so I woke up today at 6 and I said, let me be productive. Let me sun dry some tomatoes. And then I said, you know what? Let me also make this ginger tea, and it's a new product that's going to be on OG's Cafe menu. It's a pomegranate ginger tea, and it has pomegranate, apple, a Granny Smith apple, ginger, and a lime, and that's about it. And this shit hit, y'all. And I said, you know what? Let me take this a little step further, because now I'm in my active wellness rebellion. Let me take a little step further. Let me, while I'm enjoying my tea, let me also dabble in OG's Cafe's magic fruitcake cookie. Y'all, this cookie is so good. And I love eating this cookie with a hot beverage, even though I think it hits with like a cold, like a milkshake or something. Obviously a vegan milkshake. But man, y'all, I was like, let me continue my active wellness rebellion. Let me enjoy myself this morning, because why not? Why not? And I'm sorry, let me get all this chew out. Let me get another big bite in it too. Y'all, this shit hit. It's so good. And I don't, the tea tastes good because the ginger adds that little kick to it. But the pomegranate, you know, if you have ever eaten fresh pomegranate, it has a little tartness to it, and then the apple tartness, and then the lime. I was hesitant about adding the lime, but I was like, I want this to also be a type of tea that helps relaxes you. And like, if you ever have like hot cider, man, talk about a good time of relaxation. But it just eases the body. And so, yeah, I was thinking like, okay, I got an apple in there. Let me get something that's a little citrusy in there too, because maybe that might add into the calming factor. But yeah, y'all. Okay. Yeah. I feel real bad. I feel real bad for taking care of myself. Not bad like you should be in trouble, but bad like, ooh, girl, you bad. But it just it baffles me sometimes, and like, I don't know if other people have this experience with their relationship with wellness, of like, it feels like an act of rebellion. But maybe I see it as that because I'm a recovering people pleaser. And so taking care of myself, prioritizing myself just seems so like, what? There's a glitch in the matrix, you know? But today I felt like doing that. And I'm not just happy that I did it, I'm proud of myself for doing it. Because right now, I'm currently working on a grant that focuses on mental health support for adolescents. Um, and it's part of this longitudinal study that I am organizing or coordinating, in which I want to better understand mental health and productivity, and want to better understand what will happen if we provide individuals with mental health support at a younger age, to help them with managing mental health challenges, with managing their own emotions, and how that management of the self can impact the workplace. This study is part of the work that I'm doing for my company, Southern Grace Serenity, in which I really talk about, not really talk about, but it focuses on corporate wellness. Hence, that's why I have the podcast, Happy Hour with HR. And so, as I'm waiting for my magic fruitcake cookie to warm up, because you can eat it cold. Yes, you can eat it cold, but it hit a little bit differently. I'll just say that. It hit a little bit differently when it's warmed up. Anywho. And so, but as I was waiting for that to warm up and I was waiting for my tea to warm up, I'm doing some literature review for this research paper or project that I'm working on. And the company, I'm working with an AI, I'm working with a tech company that is creating an AI tool, a mental health AI tool. And the company is based in New Orleans. And so I'm really trying to gain a better understanding about New Orleans, like what is really going on down there at the boot, you know? Let me put on my glasses, look more smart. No, but seriously, but what is really going on in New Orleans? Because for it to be such a major city in the U.S., it has a lot of neglect. And I don't know if it's because of, I don't know if it's racism related neglect, or people, they just be doing some stuff down there. I don't know. But for a city that well known, that popular, you would think that it would have better resources, would just be managed well. But as I work on this research project and I learn more about, in a way, the epidemic that's happening in New Orleans, it's a mental health epidemic. Like, as I read about these things, I'm like, first of all, it kind of makes me question whether or not we even really need a government in the U.S. I don't know. Why did I even say that? That's problematic. But when we think about the role of government and the role of democracy, we as individuals, we have power. And we are saying to the people that we elect, we're going to give away some of our power so that you can represent us well and look out for us in the best way possible. But it seems as if when we pay our taxes, when we vote, and when we select these individuals or elect these individuals to represent us and represent our well-being and manage public goods in the most healthiest, sustainable way as possible, it seems as if they dropped the motherfucking ball. And for the case of New Orleans, the ball is being motherfucking dropped. And it's so sad, because if you ever go to New Orleans, yes, it can look a little scary. I'm not even talking about the people. I'm just talking about the amount of water. It's a lot of water. Yeah, it's scary. All that water. Ooh. But if you ever experienced New Orleans, the city is beautiful. It I feel like that's probably, I don't know, I'm about to say that. I feel like that's probably the most romantic city in the US. But I think New York still, in my opinion, I feel like New York still has New York can be very romantic. It can be very romantic, but New Orleans is such a beautiful city. It's so beautiful, and that's why the neglect is so shocking. Like, I was reading this article. Now, I don't know, I wouldn't say, I don't know how true it is, but the thing about reading like public articles versus scholarly articles is that they don't really show where they're sourcing this information from. So it's kind of like, did you make it up, or like, where are you getting information from? But I was reading one article, and it came out in September of 2025, so almost 2 months ago, and it's titled "New Orleans Public School Trains Psychologists Amid Shortage." And in the article, they talk about how there's a shortage of school psychologists, but how they're still trying to train them in order to be there for students. Now, the ratio of psychologists to student, that was just mind-boggling, because they said that the National Association of School Psychologists recommends a ratio of 1 school psychologist per 500 students. What? But they said yet the national average stood at, y'all listen to this, 1 school psychologist for 1,119 students. And it said some states even report a ratio as high as 1 school psychologist for every 5,000 students. They said Louisiana is among the most understaffed states, with just 1 school psychologist for every 3,365 students. This is according to the 2025 Hopeful Futures Report. Based on National Center for Education Statistics data. New Orleans, what's going on? Seriously. For such a beautiful city with such rich culture, why is there so much neglect? And then when it comes to like mental health stuff, that's even scarier, because you have so many people coming. Again, this is a popular city. This is if you ever come to the US, you have to go to New Orleans. You gotta go to New York, New Orleans, Las Vegas, the Grand Canyon, I think. Like those are the big ones, you know? That's the big one. But why is this city, why is this state so neglected? I think it was either Louisiana or Mississippi that's number 50 in the state for education. There should be, every school, even if it's a public school, every school in the US should be a quality school. Like, what? But I digress. They said in New Orleans, the challenges are amplified by higher rates of poverty and limited school-based resources. again, for a city that has so many people coming to it, dealing with the mental health crisis should probably be top priority, because you don't want somebody visiting your city, New Orleans officials, you don't want somebody visiting your city and they get hurt because somebody is mentally unstable. And so, I don't know, I'm reading over these articles and I'm thinking about this research paper, and overall I'm thinking about wellness, and I'm like, this shouldn't be something that it shouldn't be an afterthought. Like, the fact that I'm calling my wellness rebellious, that just shows how much growth I need to engage in when it comes to taking care of myself. But at the end of the day, wellness, mental health should not be an afterthought. It should be a priority because it dictates so much of how we maneuver through life. And so, I don't know. I feel like New Orleans, I don't know. The thing with New Orleans, it just really makes me sad because it's such a beautiful city. It's such a melanated, rich city. It's so vibrant. And it makes me sad that, like, a place that looks like, where there's a lot of, me in it, is just neglected. Just neglected. But, hopefully through this work, and hopefully through this video, and just hopefully through the work in general that I'm doing with Southern Grace Serenity, wellness, mental health stops becoming an afterthought. Especially when it comes to the corporate space, it stops becoming an afterthought. And I don't know. But as I continue my wellness morning, I'm going to continue to read these articles, because although the content of what I'm reading is heavy, I do like the fact that this is how I get to spend my morning. I get to read, I get to learn, I get to eat a delicious dessert with the bomb-ass tea. Bruh, I did my thing with that tea, I ain't gonna lie. It's bringing up a little sniffles too. But I don't know. We gotta save New Orleans. Seriously. We gotta save New Orleans, man. But thank you all for watching. What you think about my eyelashes? I think I did a good job. This is just oil and water. And I just did this thing. As I continue to talk about wellness, I know it's all over the place, but I was like, I really just want to focus on just natural beauty as much as possible. And so these are my nails. It may not seem like a big deal, but the fact that I grew my nails and shaped them, and like I am showing them off to my dad and to my partner, like, y'all see my nails? Look at my nails. Don't they look good? Don't they look good? But I don't know, I'm just so happy about them. And so, I'm just trying to think about natural ways to enhance my beauty by just doing regular maintenance. Because my eyelashes, they've been there, but I've never combed them. My nails, they grow how they grow, but I never shape them, So just kind of like doing this again, this radical form of wellness in which I really need to be well. Like, I want to be happy. I don't want it has been my life, I feel like, has consisted of so much outside things validating my existence. And even when it comes to my own beauty, like, I don't feel beautiful with my natural nails, but if I have these long nails with this toxic ass glue and putting my hand under like toxic ass light and doing all this other stuff, then I feel pretty, you know. And it's like, I don't want to do that. I want to see myself, and I want to see someone that is complete. I want to see someone that feels beautiful even when the world sometimes makes me feel as if I'm not, because I don't look like this polished version of what people look like, you know. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. Ding, 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 ding. But that's about it for me, y'all. But thank you all for watching, and I hope you take care of yourself, and I'll see you all next time.